Hello, welcome back to the Football Terrace. Good evening to each and every single one of you. I hope you're all having an absolutely fantastic day. Man United fans are, there's no doubt. AWB, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is a red. The medical will be completed tomorrow. We have a top quality fullback at the club, a top quality right back, and hopefully somebody that will at long last replace Gary Neville, which we've been after since 2008, 2009, is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And the bit that stands out the most, the bit I love, the aspect of this transfer deal which is most special to me is the level of salt, the level of anger, the level of frustration, the level of absolute baloney that our rivals are throwing at Manchester United. And they're not throwing out a bunch of slugs. They're not throwing out a bunch of snowflakes. It's literally bouncing off. I haven't actually seen Man United fans this happy, this excited, and almost this impervious to the weak banter from their rivals in a long time. Everybody knows how talented a player AWB is. Everybody knows how talented, the potential levels he's got. They know how great he is defensively. And it's a fantastic piece of business by Woodward and by Manchester United. There is no doubt about that in my mind. And although I have been, and many of us will continue to be critical of the Glazers, you have to praise them for the good bits of work that they get done. And as I say, I'm excited to see him in a red shirt. I'm excited to see everything about Aaron Wan-Bissaka. But I'm going to go through some of the tweets in a moment. The salt, the anger, the sudden change. For the last 6 to 9 months, all I have heard from so many fans of all Premier League teams, especially top 6 sides, is wow, look at Wan-Bissaka, look how amazing he is. He's 20, 21, depending on when they were saying this. Look how consistent he is. Look how good defensively he is. Blah, blah, blah. And then bang. Suddenly he signs for Man United and he's overrated. And people are listing player after player after player after player that are better than him. There's a comment that just came up on here. It says, Terry, no one's being salty. Not on my platform, not on this channel. Because I think that although there is banter, most people have built up a fair level of respect on here now for fans of other clubs. And I've seen a few Arsenal fans. We had a super chat just a second ago. Saying, Arsenal fan here, AWB is a top class player. That's from Don't Read My Name. And listen, I agree. I agree completely that he is. And that this platform is not where that's at. But if you go onto social media, if you go onto accounts, there's people. So you get two things. You get the salty fans, and I'll go through some of their tweets in a minute. And what you'll start to see, and I'm going to put this out there now, is you are going to start to see the media shift. You are going to start to see the rival media, rival fan groups shift their opinion on him. They're going to start to focus on every minute mistake. None of that's been focused on in the last 18 months, but it will happen now. Some will say that's fair because he's playing for Manchester United. The next area that will come into attention will be what he tweets, what he posts on Insta. You know, the way he behaves. People will start to scrutinise every element of him. They'll then start to look at things like his haircuts. They'll start to look at the fact, oh, he wears skinny jeans. Oh my God, he's got a t-shirt with a skull on it. Oh my God, look, he parked on a yellow line once upon a time. Oh my God, he called a woman darling. This is what's going to happen. So they're going to over-scrutinise. They're going to focus on things that are absolutely pointless. They're going to try to make him out to be a bad role model. And this is going to come from the mainstream media and rival fans. And on top of that, he will be called overrated. The fans will be baying to be able to call him overrated. It's as simple as that. And you can already see that start to happen. And for me, that's why you don't know how it's going to pan out, but that's how you know it's a good signing. When you see rivals switch and turn, when you see people get frustrated, it's brilliant. It truly is for me. It truly, truly is. And by the way, if you haven't done so already, please hit that like button. Please hit the share button as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Terry, now we need to wrap up the deal for Bruno Fernandes. Look, but Bruno Fernandes, yes, we do. But he'll get the same treatment. He'll come in and then people will start saying, yeah, but he only did it in Portugal. Yeah, but this. Yeah, but that. And if their opening game isn't absolutely immaculate, you watch the knives come out. It will happen. Mark my words. But I'm going to jump onto Twitter. I'm going to go into some of the tweets that I liked today. I only liked them to save them. I didn't like them because I endorsed them. One of the funniest ones I saw. I quote tweeted it and put flames on it because it just made me die. Right. So a Liverpool fan here called @RaxLFC. You can see it on my Twitter account. 448 likes. Fair enough. One of them is mine. Right. It basically says here, Wan-Bissaka isn't even top 3 right backs in the league. And he puts Trent Alexander-Arnold as number 1, Aspi as number 2, and then Bellerin and Pereira as joint 3rd. And it's like, why are you tweeting that? You're tweeting that because Man United have signed him. I searched this guy's Twitter account and Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and all season when people were debating who's top 3 or who's overrated or who's overhyped, he didn't mention Wan-Bissaka once. This Liverpool fan literally mentions him the day Manchester United sign him. And if you start going through the replies, you know, some of them are funny, right? Because, and this is the crazy thing is, this is true. If you go through it enough, there are actually Liverpool fans. There are actually Liverpool fans who are laughing at this guy for coming out with something so salty. So by the way, this isn't all fans and all rival fans. But there we go. A few more things here. Hang on. Let's try and see some more of these comments here. Somebody put Doherty, Carl Walker's name's been mentioned in there. Look, and do you know the interesting thing is, Man United fans aren't claiming really that he's the best in the league. I'm certainly not saying that Aaron Wan-Bissaka is the best in the league. I think that he has great potential. I think that he's one of the most talented, most coveted, most sought after youngsters out there. But to say he's the best in the league, that's too much of a stretch. But you see how what salty rival fans will do is say, oh my God, he's not even the best. Oh my God, he's not even this. Oh my God, he's not even that. Where people ain't even claiming it. So you're debunking, in your own mind, you're debunking an argument that's not even being made. That's like the height of delusion. B.O. there says it's childish. Absolutely. Think about it. Like, you're arguing against an argument that doesn't exist. Can you imagine? That's the salt. Man United are living in the minds of some fans absolutely rent-free. Let's jump in a few more of these now. This is from Kevin, who's actually kind of stating something rather than putting it out. He says, Wan-Bissaka has one bad game and all of a sudden he's overrated some people. And this is true. And a lot of that stemming from his poor game for the under-21s. He did have a poor game, scored an own goal. But because he's linked to Man United, that's it. He's a write-off. He's done. He's finished. This is from Jake Green, who says here, Wan-Bissaka with loads of laughing face emojis. Absolute effing overrated donkey toilet twat. Can you imagine being that angry and that upset that Man United have signed him? Super chat here from Chris says, great signing, but isn't all of what you've just said come with being exposed to a larger audience to Man United, especially the role model factor? Yes and no. I understand your point. I understand where you're coming from with that, but there's nothing wrong with scrutiny of famous people, high-profile people, but there is an element of, what does it matter what he wears? But they will start to focus on clothing. They'll focus on haircuts. They'll focus on what he buys his mum. They'll focus on the cars that he drives. Irrelevant. They won't focus on the charity work he does, how much effort he puts in training. They won't focus on some of these people, not all people. They won't focus on the 9 out of 10 performances he's brilliant. They'll focus on the ones where he makes little mistakes. An example would be Trent Alexander-Arnold. We know there are some aspects of his defending that still need to be improved. There are aspects of his game that need to improve. But for me, I know how talented he is and how great he is already. So I don't need to overly focus on the one negative in his game. because the positives far outweigh it. But if you're going to be really biased and you're going to be really salty and you're going to be really kind of obtuse on purpose, then you'll focus on that one area and you'll like hammer it down. And for me, that's not great analysis of football. It's not even good banter. It's weak, pitiful, snowflake-like mentality. It really, really is. Someone says, why are you focusing on salty fans? Because they're brilliant. Like, it literally, it cheers me up. It's great seeing it because it means that we've made a really good signing as a club. And I would do the same, by the way, if it was the other way around. I did the same thing towards Arsenal fans yesterday about the Tottenham talking about Ndombele. Original Base Annie's with a super chat here says, I'm just happy I don't see Young at right back next season. And look, I hope that he barely plays. I hope that AWB plays in 90% of games next year. He's brilliant. He's consistent. He's wonderful. Thank you, Ashley Young, for the things that you have done. But we have to move on. We have to move on. Let's do a few more of these. Phil Newman here says, isn't it an amazing coincidence that Wan-Bissaka becomes overrated and rubbish the minute Manchester United agree a deal for him? Absolutely. You've seen like Goal tweeted as well. It says confession time today. They tweeted confession time, share your unpopular football opinions. And the amount of replies in there of Wan-Bissaka is overrated. It's magical. Honestly, it's a rare thing of beauty, as Rocky's trainer Mickey once said. Just go through it. There's like 400 and something replies, and the amount of them that talk about Aaron Wan-Bissaka is amazing. It's amazing. And they do it because they're angry. They're angry that they haven't signed him. Or they're angry that Man United have gone and signed somebody decent when we were all told straight up, we ain't signing nobody decent this year. You ain't beating anybody to the punch. Saw off Spurs. Saw off Arsenal. It's pretty decent. In fairness to some of the other top clubs, Liverpool and City aren't in the market for AWB. They don't need him. They may have been harder to beat, but we got him over everybody else. Him being a Man United fan growing up probably helped as well. That definitely helped. Here's a Liverpool fan here who says, Wan-Bissaka, is he as good as they say, or is he just another vastly overrated English international? And then that's replied to, I'm going with the latter, by Danny Bevin. And then Matt replies, same, and for 50 million, Palace have taken them for mugs. Meanwhile, we have the two best fullbacks in the league that cost a combined total of 8 million. And this is the salt of it. And look, Liverpool fans, you know how much I rate both Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson. And yes, you signed them for £8 million collectively. But they're not worth £8 million now, are they? This narrative and this thought process fans have that go, oh my God, we have got the best two fullbacks in the league and they cost 8 million. They did cost you that up front, but the expectation of them now is not of a combined total of £8 million or 8 million for Robertson and free because he's an academy player of Trent. You have got 70, 80 million pound fullbacks each. Your fullbacks are worth 120, 130 plus million pounds in this market, right? Meaning that's their expectation. And okay, you paid cheaper than Man United did. Well done you. I'll give you a certificate. We'll give you a little badge. But United have signed someone brilliant. And I would say that both your fullbacks are definitely in front of Man United's. But if you were to sign Robertson, if Robertson was playing like he is for Liverpool for Hull, you would have been paying big money for him. Like, it's the way it is. It's the way it is. But I love it. I honestly, the salt is amazing. I can taste it, the salty tears. And I always love these comments as well. This channel should be called the United Terrace. Do you know what's interesting? Everyone who says that only watches the Man United videos. Like, in the last 2 days, we've done 3 days, we've done 2 Arsenal videos, 2 Tottenham videos, we've done Chelsea video and Man United. But barely anybody watches the other teams. That's not my fault, is it? Another Matt Morley here says AWB is crazily overrated. Crazily. I mean, crazily it's a big statement. Like, that's a big statement, crazily overrated. But there we go. I suppose everybody's entitled to an opinion, even if it is crazy. I'm going to go look at some of the tweets from the journalists when they announced the deal and to see what anyone's good negotiations. No, there's a lot of talking about Woodward in them mainly. But there you go. They're not hard to find. They're out there all over social media. I found them entertaining, to say the least. And look, there's no doubt AWB still needs work. There's still areas for him to improve on. But you have to look at how good he is now and the potential that he's got and what he can grow and develop into. And he's a very, very special player. There is little doubt in my mind of that. Little doubt at all. Let's do a couple more of your live comments here. Dion here says, Liverpool fans saying AWB is overrated, but then they say Henderson is better than Pogba. We'll just leave that comment there. Francis says AWB is very solid defensively. And that's the bit that I love the most. And United need to improve themselves in those areas. We haven't had a good defensive right back since Gary Neville. And look, Raphael had some good moments, but he wasn't good enough. He wasn't of the level. And hopefully now AWB can step up to the plate and do what he needs to do. Anton here says, from a Liverpool fan, AWB is a great signing. Fair play to you, man. Listen, like, quite a few Liverpool fans on here praising him and saying how good he is. And that's the right thing to say because we know how good he is. We know how talented he is. Now, you're going to all want him to flop. And that's right. That's the right level of banter. But saying that he's average, saying he's overrated, saying all these negative things is just, it's just levels of salt, which honestly, all you're doing is making Man United fans happy. You're not doing anything for yourself. Someone said here, who are the best right backs in the league? They've done a list saying Trent, Aspi, AWB, Walker, Ricardo. Yeah, you could be right. Like, I don't really get involved in those kind of debates. I never really sit there and put enough time, thought, and effort into it. And I suppose it depends what we're talking about. Because are we talking defensively, from an offensive point of view, collectively? It's hard to do because of the teams they play in, etc. But I think your list is pretty accurate if you're going to do that. Jarvis here says, love your show, Terry. The best on YouTube. Thank you, mate. I appreciate getting nice compliments like that from people such as yourself. Listen, we're going to be back tomorrow. I'm exhausted. I've been at it since 6 a.m. this morning, prepping videos, traveling right across London to 2 or 3 different meetings for all the things I'm involved with. More streaming now, gym session. I'm going to chill, go and eat some nice food, watch a bit. I don't know what I'm going to watch tonight. Maybe a bit more of Killing Eve. Or actually, Sneaky Pete is back on Amazon Prime, and I love that show. So I'm going to watch a wee bit of that as well. But there we go. Listen, take care of yourselves. God bless. Have wonderful days, afternoons, nights, wherever you are around the world. Look after yourselves, and I'll be back tomorrow. Bye-bye. Oh, hang on. No, someone says watch Love Island. Absolutely not. I honestly will not. I get what people say. Some people look at it, it's like trash TV, it's easy viewing, but I can't bring myself to do it. Can't bring myself to watch it. I like watching things a bit more serious, a bit, like, gotta follow them, you know. Listen, take care, look after yourselves, bye-bye.